Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Good morning, top of the morning, sunny California. You're listening to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan, coming to you live. You know how we do it around here? Nothing but straight talk. Yes, that's what I said. Nothing but straight talk. We have a great show for you today. My co-hosts are the wonderful Mr. Keith Swanson. You know, he's the invisible man. Everybody's looking for Keith, and I keep telling them, you guys got to recognize his voice, walk up on him, hold him, don't let him go. Call me and tell me you got him. Then you're going to get that money that's on the table for all those women who've been looking for the invisible man, Mr. Keith Swanson. He'll be joining the show a little later. Keith is usually never late, but I think he's kind of afraid of this topic today.
I am here.
Keith, you here? I thought Keith wasn't going to be here because he know I'm going to ask him why you're not married. You know I'm getting on you, Keith.
I know.
Whew. Well, how you doing, Keith?
I'm doing fine.
The women haven't found you yet, huh?
No. I've been ducking and dodging, hiding behind poles and hiding underneath cars. So
I hope they find you soon because they're going to break my bank account because the money stacks up every week for the woman who find Keith and bring him in. Yes. So, Keith, you doing good today?
I'm doing fine, Dr. Rosie. How about yourself?
I'm doing so wonderful. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm about to jump out of this chair, jump over the desk, run down the street and holler. Hey, now you know I'm feeling good today, don't you?
That's true.
It's not every day that I feel like this, but, I'm going to shout it out today. And my other co-host is Shawana Bordenay. She's the Valley girl. I don't know if she's on or not. She's always out trying to sell real estate, buy houses. This girl trying to own the Valley. But, hey, I'm not mad at her. I'm going to have to join her because everybody else is buying up everything. Keith, we might well get a piece of it, right?
Yeah, Shawana's trying to take over the world. She's not going to stop at the Valley.
Oh, she's acting like Putin, huh? Well, we need somebody to do it. Well, you guys, we're in for a great show today. We're going to talk about something that I think that's very important. When we talked about women that were unmarried, most people were quite surprised to know that it's just as many, almost equal. How many men you say, Keith, is not married? What percentage?
Oh, it's they're not married. At the last count, it was 70. It was 69%. 31% of men, black men, are married. Talking about black men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 31%.
And if 31% are not married, then why are we having the discussion about why?
31% are married, but 69% aren't married.
Okay, but we have 69% of black men that's not married.
Right.
Why is all the TV and radio and all the discussion about single black women? Because most black women really want to marry a black man, and most black men want to marry a black woman. But you notice all the conversation about the black women who are not married, black single women. You never hear them talk about black single men. So if black men want black women and black women want black men, and if 69% of black men are not married, then what are we talking about when we look at the fact that black women are not married? Who they're going to get married to if the black men are not married? Now, come on. We've never had that conversation before, Keith. You don't hear them talking about the single black men. Like, it's fine for black men to walk around with their fine chocolate self and not to be married. You know what I'm saying? But they act something is wrong with the black woman who's not married. What about these men?
The thing is, the funny thing is, and this is something that is odd, right? Even though there's like a 2.5 million more black women, there's actually and there's less black men. Black men actually married more by almost a factor of like 700,000 marriages than black women. Even though there's more black women, but it shouldn't be.
Well,
it's like only like 25% of black women are married.
We got to do something about this, God dog it. Let me tell you, the marriage institution would be the saving grace for economic stability for the African American community. Let's take a look at why black women. Okay, let's look at what black women can do to get their man to the altar. I'm going to have a special seminar on that. Only going to charge $575. Now, I'm going to teach you how to get to the altar if that's where you want to go. Okay, so, but are people afraid? I mean, what is it? We're going to really dive into this. This is a conversation really needs to be had, because if we are to survive, Keith, seriously from an economic standpoint, we're going to have to recognize the marriage institution is one of those things that's going to help with the stability of the children. Just from our race is really important. So I say to those who are married, you need to, if you're having problems, get counseling. Try to stay in the marriage, you know, if you can. If it's abuse, I'm not telling you to stay in an abusive marriage. And those who are not married out there, you know, I'm going to say to you, you need to find your wife or you need to find your husband. I'm just putting it out there. Don't be calling me when this show is over talking about, you shouldn't be telling us that, you know, we're fine singers. Oh, boy, come on, give me a break, you guys. Anyway, we are talking today about the reason black men will not get married. And we're going to hear what some men have to say. So, ladies, you guys better wake up and get on this call and call your girlfriends, because you know they always yakety-yak about something. They don't know what they're talking about. I think it's time, Keith, that we really hear what men have to say, because women have all to say. They can tell you how men feel, how they think. And most of them, you know, haven't had a man in their life. Their daddy wasn't in their life. They don't have a man in their life now, but they know everything about men. And men sometimes do not express themselves in so many ways. They say, well, we just listen to them. We don't say anything. Well, I think it's time to speak up if we want to save our community and have a healthy community.
Did you do your screening?
Because one check is not going to cut it nowadays.
No, it's not. So, caller, can you mute yourself?
Caller, you need to mute your phone.
I did. I did.
You need to mute, or are they going to cut you out?
Yeah.
I saw what you had over there.
Okay, Jamal will cut
Jamal, if eject them if they can't. If you don't mute up, he's going to eject you.
Right.
Callers, got to mute up. Hit the mute button on your phone.
So then, when is that? On Tuesday. Oh, okay.
Okay, Jamal will mute him. But anyway, you know, when you start doing something and talking about something good, it's going to be helpful.
Yeah,
go ahead and inject them, Jamal, if they can't mute up.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, we'll eject all of them and have them come back in.
Who it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys, we're going to move on. You know, old folks said the devil show his business. When you're trying to get something over good, he will sure jump in line. But those who want to call us, call at 310-928-7733, 310-928-7733, and hit us up and tell us what's on your mind as we talk about reason black men And Jamal, Keith said, "You talking about black men?" Now, Keith, who else would I be talking about? Who do I love? Who do I love but black men? Come on, Keith. I don't even know why you brought that up.
Nowadays, you got to make a distinction. Now, got to make a distinction.
I mean, I like chocolate. Okay.
Okay,
Anyway.
callers, we're gonna have to give you a warning. You have to hit the mute button on your phone. Any background noise, the engineer will actually kick you out and hang up on you. So if you don't want to get hung up on, mute your phone. Okay, we can't have any noise because this is a broadcast. Okay.
And Keith, we have some callers. You want to start with some of the numbers and if those who are on the line, if you just open up, you have a comment. If you know why black men are not getting married, talk to me. Tell me something. I want to know so I can pass the word on. Women really want to know too, so that's why we're having this conversation. So go ahead if you want to make a comment, unmute yourself and tell us what you think.
Area code 323-490. Area code 323-490.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we
we
can.
got you.
Well, I don't know. I've had two sons that have been married twice, and there are men that want to get married, but marriage is so different now. When women get married, a lot of them don't want to cook, don't want to do this, and it's all right if you buy something to eat, but it's like I don't see that thing of marriage. Their girlfriends come in, their single girlfriends can come into their marriage. At least I saw one marriage break up over that. Matter of fact, I saw two break up over that. But the second marriage has been good. His wife, she wanted to get married. She asked to get married, and they've been married 12 years, and they don't have any children, so that's been a good thing. That's been, where it's mainly on them, and she's been kind of a more humble person, but she gets what she wants. I told her she's 5 feet tall or less, and I told her you walk softly and carry a big stick. So, she gets what she wants. But
you say she's very humble, right, Dr. Thompson?
Right, she's humble, but the ones I've seen that want to fight all the time and argue, they made home life miserable, it never works. And a lot of young women, they want to get married now, but they don't want to do the things. They don't want to bring the value to the relationship that can make it that a man wants to get married. So a lot of men prefer to just have sex and, just not really have a commitment. And marriage is more of a commitment than just shacking together or, just as they call it, kicking it.
But Dr. Thompson, they're going to call up here and say that you're blaming the women. They do that to me all the time. You're always for the men. I'm for right. I'm not high-fiving women when they're doing things wrong. And that's why women keep doing silly stuff. Because their girlfriend act like it's all right. And it's all right with them because, most times they don't even have a man in their life. And they have all the say-so about what you should do and what you should not do. But you made a statement that your son's wife is very humble and she gets what she wants. I think that's one of the recipes that women forget. Being humble is not being walked over. It's a spirit. It's an attitude, that you can get what you want without raising a lot of noise, without raising a lot of hell. Sometimes just being quiet can make them want to know what's wrong or what do you want? What can I do? So you raise a good point there. Dr. Thompson worked with a lot of people as a social worker, and she had really seen it all. So Dr. Thompson, stay on the line. We're going to take some other calls. Go ahead. We have another caller. Keith, who is it?
The second one is 323-957.
Go ahead, caller. Give us your name.
Caller, 323-957. Okay, let's take 323-683.
Okay, go ahead, caller.
Greetings and salutations.
Good morning.
This
Give us your name.
About
name.
Where you calling
from?
This is Don Talio in Los Angeles.
Okay. All right, Don.
What the major thing is that black women want a white man in black skin.
Ooh, you
What?
wait a minute. You gonna start some stuff now. Okay, Don. All right. Careful now.
You gonna start some mess. He getting ready to
Careful
make
now.
my show messy. That's what he's getting ready to do. But go ahead.
Careful.
The reason why I preference that black women want a white man in black skin or a black man with white innards, and they continue to see what the white wedding is all about and the courtship, and they have the shows on, the Bachelorette and this and that, and you got to have all the materialism, you got to have everything to accommodate them. Okay? It's not that it's a mutual thing. Since I'm married, you are my disposable income, and you are supposed to supply me with all my material needs. Mm-hmm. And it's not about this emotional love commitment. It's about coupling up, because marriage is a legal and binding contract. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because it's easy to get in, but you got to give up everything to get out.
Wow.
So all I'm sharing with you is that black men don't want to be under that pressure. Okay, black men have already been kept out the loop. We can't get the money that we need to do. We can't live the American dream because it's the white dream. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, we are only wanting to be having a peaceful, living, loving, God-understanding existence. But in order for us to get this mate these days, we have to comply to this whole list that has been compiled. Mm-hmm. And it ain't like that. And that's why a lot of men are, it's too much pressure on you, mm-hmm. which it is. But the women have to come to an understanding of, okay, we're in it to win it. Once upon a time, I can go back to the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, where mm-hmm. we all knew that we were coming in there for love and moving forward and being progressive with each other. Now it's been modified to, well, you ain't gave me this and you ain't gave me that, and you don't make enough money, and the women are living up to this expectation of what they see that has been put in front of them by the media. Okay? You got to think there's years and years and years of programming on how what is supposed to occur when man and woman comes together, and then they put a price on the coochie. And, well, you can't get the coochie unless I get this, I get that, and we live like this and we live like that, and I get to dictate to you every day about my wants and needs. And they're not in it for the love. They're in it for the stuff. And somebody made a comment about how the girlfriend comes in, and she's the sideline coach. And then she starts telling them, girl, your man needs to be doing this, and girl, your man needs to be doing that. Mm-hmm. And so that's another divisive instrument that a man will hate. And you find out after a while, the girlfriend's sleeping with her husband. Okay? Because she done got comfortable being around, reaping the amenities, because, 9 times out of 10 they got a house. 9 times out of 10 they got all the things that would go along with having a successful goal in life. So now, here we are. Now, the girlfriend's telling the wife what to do and how to do. Then everybody else that's standing on the peripheral is saying, hey, well, I know my girlfriend, she got a husband, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to engage with them too. And I'm going to eventually end up sleeping with her husband anyway. So, we got all these people living vicariously through other people's marriage and life. But the reason why black men don't get married is because of all the things I mentioned before. And it's all about a material acquisition.
So you're saying
being married.
you're saying it's expectation, it's outside influence with girlfriends, chitty chat, and you don't think that black women is really looking for love. They're looking for convenience, and they want to be married. You know, you may be right about some people who may not be in love, but they don't feel whole unless they're married. So if they can find a man to marry them, whether they really love them. So I've had women tell me that I did not love my husband when I married him, but I fell in love with him after I got married because he was so nice. He, you know, they say they fell in love after they got married. I don't know, Dr. Thompson, you're a social worker. I'm sure you've heard that. You, Keith, you've heard that?
That's old school, right? With arranged marriages and stuff like that. Basically, they said duty and marriage comes first and love comes second. That's the way it used to be. Okay,
right.
After they kind of made the free love thing and allow people to do what they want to do, that kind of got flipped on its head. Now it's I have to have love and enjoyment and fun first, and then maybe I'll get married. If marriage is not fun anymore, then I don't want to be married. And the biggest reason women get divorced is because they get bored and not happy anymore. Okay, because it used to be
maybe they're not getting the material things that
it has nothing to do with material things, right? It's how you're trained. Women were trained that marriage was a sacred duty, and so were men, right? Because you have otherwise we could have never stayed together throughout the Jim Crow and sharecropping when you were damn near starving to death, right?
They had nothing but each other.
They had nothing, and you go to traditional societies where they have nothing but each other, right? Marriage is a sacred duty. And there's a duty to her family and her husband, and by vice versa, that man works 12, 13 hours a day because there's a duty to his family and his wife. It was duty, right? And duty, like Carolyn May said, duty in marriage is actually built for longevity, okay? Not necessarily happiness all the time, because happiness comes and goes, right? But duty is there forever. And if you look back on the people that have been married, like my parents were married for 60 years, right? But the thing is, what kept them together was not because they were happy all the time, and they had rough times. But the duty to the marriage and duty to her husband, my mother's part, and vice versa on my father's part. Duty to the family and the marriage and his wife. That's what kept them together.
Yeah, and Keith, I think Don made a good point about actually wanting to live like white folks, want to be Caucasian clones.
Certain white folks
want to rear your children the way they rear theirs. Yes.
They want to live like the upper class white folks, the top 10%, 15% of white folks, right? Most white folks don't live like that, right? You put a black woman in West Virginia and be a coal miner's wife, she gonna change her mind about that, about wanting to be a white woman. The Miss Ann syndrome is prevalent because that's what they see. We don't see the Brady Bunch and all these kind of shows where you have a white woman with the spiral staircase and the big ass, 6-bedroom house. They're like Shawana's house. Everybody thinks that Shawana's house is a template for being happiness, right? It's not. Okay, everybody doesn't walk around with a 5,000 square foot house. It just doesn't, and most white folks don't either. So that's the myth of what I call the myth of white womanhood, that what black women shoot for. But I'm gonna tell you this about why you're wrong about black women wanting a black man with white innards. That's exactly the opposite, right? Because I get too many guys telling me that they speak white. They're educated in a white system, right? And they act white, and black women reject them left and right. Okay, if a black woman will make an exception, a genetic exception, because for a white man, even a lower class white man, because their white skin and in a white dominated environment will give her offspring advantages, right? If you're a black man and you talk white, she can't be her authentic self. She's gonna reject you. Okay, that's like I'm a black man that's educated in the suburbs that speaks white English, okay, for lack of a better term, is educated and has a so-called white culture, right? He's going to get rejected. He's got to go to an Asian or a white girl, okay?
Right.
Wow, you guys, that's deep. Women, I hope you listen. This is men talking. You see, you don't usually hear me back down and quiet as a mouse. I'm just sitting up here listening because, I mean, it's time to hear from men. They know what they want, and we're trying to tell them what they want. But I think it's time that we allow them to tell us what they want, and we need to listen to that. But let me read this. You guys just hold tight for a moment. I read something that said most men to commit or not to commit boils down to finance and timing. The notion
Mm-hmm.
of a black couple starting out together and building their wealth as a team is almost a distant memory, and that's exactly the truth. Because one person wants the person to already be self-made, already
At the
have
finish line.
everything.
At the finish
Now
line.
we
Yeah.
jump in here and we build together. Many men want to be established in their career and plentiful in their finance before they take on the responsibility of even a girlfriend, let
Mm-hmm.
alone a wife. Even a girlfriend, they're saying that most men don't even want, listen, you guys, don't even want a girlfriend until they feel, financially. You look at black men, unemployment rate is 14.3%. The unstability of the economy, even when they graduate from college, they can no longer say, I'm guaranteed a definite a good job. So you guys, Don mentioned the thing about pressure. I think that's a key word. Pressure is on black men, and it's not on black women.
But the thing is, Dr. Rosie, I don't. Let me know if I'm actually basically messing with the church.
And other
here,
callers,
okay?
we coming to you. Just give us a minute.
Yeah, take about 30 seconds, right? A black woman will have a baby by the guy that she won't marry. Okay, does that make sense? The biggest commitment you can actually make toward a man is having a baby by him. But you have a baby or two by him, but you won't marry him. If he's not wealthy enough for you to marry and make a commitment to, why are you having kids by him?
Well, I'm gonna go back to what my daddy used to. My daddy used to always tell his boys, "Don't lay down with any woman that you wouldn't want to have children by." That's what he told them. Don't do that. Okay. Women, getting married is a prerequisite that I am a woman. I am somebody have asked to marry me. Whether they stay married or not, they don't even give a flip. They just want to say, I've been married. And there are women who want children. They don't want a husband. See, that's the thing that people not being on. There's a lot of impotent women. When I talked about that in my book, Satisfying the Black Man, Sexually Made Simple, people was really amazed. You mean they're impotent women? Yes, they're impotent women. They have no desire for sex, but they want a husband. Why do they want a husband? So when they go out to these functions, they got a man on their arm. So they're looking the part, but they're not interested in sex, not at all. And that's why on the honeymoon night, they close their legs. They have sex with the man every time he said let's, and as soon as they get married, they don't want to have sex anymore. They never did want it, but they thought that was a prerequisite for capturing that man.
They were right. They were right, because he wouldn't have married her if she didn't. So they're right.
What? Wait a minute. Back up here. Back up. What'd you say, Keith? You mean to tell me you would marry a woman if she had not had sex with you?
No. What I'm saying is, if a man is not going to get married knowing he has to be celibate for the rest of his life, okay, or cheat. Okay?
I got it. Yeah.
So she. And most guys, I'm telling you, most guys really don't trust women about that honeymoon stuff, right? They want to make sure that the goods are there and she's got an active libido before they're married, at least on the surface, right?
Well, you don't know whether she have active libido or not if she just put it on because she wants to get married. But like I said, on the honeymoon night, it's all over. The unfortunate thing about that, the man think it's something wrong with him. Now he's trying to search himself, trying to figure out why she doesn't want to, be intimate with him, but she never did. She want a baby. Women feel like something is wrong with them if they don't have children. So they'll get with a man just to have a baby. They're not interested in him. And I think people just need to be upfront. If you just want a baby, just say what you want.
There's no stigma against that now. A caller. Hold on, Don. We got a call.
Then they can attach child support to you, because that's the whole thing. They wanted to be taken care of some kind of way without any responsibility.
They want to check. Okay, caller from 978-290. Caller 978-290.
Go to the next caller.
Okay. Caller 323-490.
I think that's Dr. Thompson.
Okay. A caller from 310-922. Hello.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
I
Okay,
think
call it.
that's Mr. Wilson. We can hear you. Go ahead. Don't be chicken. Go ahead.
I think he's listening to us on the computer. Okay. Caller 310-436.
Yes, Jack from Gardena.
Okay, Jack. Go ahead, Jack. Everybody else is gonna have to mute their phones. Otherwise, Jamal's gonna have to start removing people. 310-436. Can you mute your phone?
Oh,
Go
I
ahead,
didn't mute my
Gardena.
phone. I thought I was speaking next.
No.
Gardena, go ahead.
Go ahead, Gardena Jack.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just got on. I caught maybe 5 minutes of the conversation, so I missed the top 5 reasons. I wanted to know.
I don't think Dr. Rosie ever gave the reasons yet. I think she jumped right into the calls.
Well, one was money and timing. I talked about that. The timing is not right. Men feel like I'm not economically secure. I don't have enough money. Many men are saying to me, when I said, do you have a girlfriend? They said, no, I don't have enough money to have a girlfriend, let alone a wife, So a lot of men are not even dating. And I guess that's why a lot of them, when they go out now, you find a lot of men very comfortable going out with each other. And I'm not talking about men who, who are on the down low. I'm talking about just men are going out together. They don't want to be bothered with women. They're just hanging out because there's no pressure on them when they go out with their male friend. If they go to the movie or go to a concert, they are fine rather than taking a woman. And that's, when it gets that comfortability, we're really stepping into some danger zone when men just want to hang out with each other versus women because they feel like from a financial standpoint, time is not right. I have to get my degree. I have to get a better job. So, caller, that's one of the reasons we're talking about finance. We're talking about timing. We're talking about pressure that black men feel because they don't have the money. And some of them have issues with women who love them, who have money, but they feel like, well, I'm unequally yoked. She's going to boss me around when the woman is not thinking about bossing them around. Men put something in their own head about women that's not there. That's why it's time for us to have that conversation. Because you're making more money, it doesn't mean you feel like you can tell a man what to do. You want to boss him around. Shut up, Keith.
He was on the verge.
But weigh in, Gardena.
Go ahead, Gardena.
Oh, okay. Well, as far that's kind of it's amazing how we choose traditional things in a non-traditional world. A man would think like that if he's making less money than the woman, that the woman would be in charge of the relationship. But I think I heard someone speaking and saying women will have a baby with a man and not marry the man, and based on the appearance of a man makes a difference as to whether or not a woman will have a baby by him. But at 64, I'm not concerned about how much money a woman makes or her making more than me. My concern is the actual interest in the relationship. I've seen homeless couples with a dog who seem to be more bonded than people with money because they don't take things for granted. They live day to day, so they have to be there for each other. Not as far as marriage, but as far as survival. And I've seen people with money be as distant as two people can be in a marriage, because even though they're in a marriage, they feel independent of one another. It looks good on the outside. There's things that go on behind closed doors that the world at large may never see. And you're usually surprised if something happens. One day they seem like the ideal couple, and the next day you find out they're on the verge of divorce. Because there are things that go on behind closed doors that determine how far they will or won't go.
So, caller.
And silence. Yes.
So you're saying is that it's not about it's about the hearts of people. I really think we have too much judgment stuff going in our head about how people feel and what they think. That all because we fail to ask questions. When a man feel like he has to take the back seat because his woman is making more money, she never told him that. When a man loses his job, he feels like he's less than a man. Now he's ready to start staying out the house, not coming in. Because you don't feel like a man, that doesn't mean that I don't feel like you're a man. You got to go inside of yourself. I cannot make you feel like a man. That got to come from you. I can make you feel good. Right. I can make you feel loved. You know, I can do a whole lot of things to you, okay? But I'm just saying there's something that you got to do for yourself. I can't boost your self-esteem. You know, I can help raise it by comforting you and, you know, trying to compensate for the things that I know, because a lot of men don't even allow you into their space to know what's really eating them, what's really hurting them. So you can't even nurture the wounds if they're going to be closed door and not tell you.
Right. And I think, you know, if there's 5 reasons, it varies, you know. And if you're in your 20s, you may not be ready to get married. 30s, you may be thinking about it. 40s, you're thinking about it a little more. 50s, and I always said I never want to get married based on I don't want to grow old alone. It's got to be something deeper than that. You know, when you get a certain age, you start thinking about the future, and if you're not married or if you're in a relationship that might not be going in the direction you want it to go, I don't want it to be because I don't want to grow old alone.
Are you married, Paula?
No, I've been divorced. I've been divorced for about 3 decades, but dating and dealing with different women on different levels, I never felt that, I got to marry this woman. I got to find out who you are, and that could take quite some time. Everything.
Would you get married again?
I have, at a point in my life, I did rule it out, but after, you know, maturing, I would do it, but it has to feel more than right. It has to be right on a bad day.
What would it have to feel like? Because, see, I hear this all the time. I would, if I found the right woman, I would. What would cause you to take a woman to the altar?
Even on our worst day, to think about what it would be what it would be like not to have that woman in my life. Even on our worst day, if something should happen and we disagree, we bump heads, if we have a semi-crisis, how that person reacts to that crisis and whether or not I feel that they would be there for the long haul. And it could be anything. It wouldn't have to be a tragedy. It wouldn't have to be, you know, life-altering, but how that person deals with adversity. Do I feel the same way about that person? I had no idea this person was going to react like this. I'm blown away. Can I stay with a person under these circumstances for the rest of my life?
Okay.
Those are the kind of things that I think about.
Okay, hold your thought. We got some other folks on the line. Because, see, everybody talking about, I would consider getting married, but, you know, people just talking. I think most people are afraid of marriage. But I tell you one thing, I'm going to tell you like my grandmama said, okay? When women keep their dress down and their panties up, it's going to be more marriages. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk free?
I don't know about that one.
The cow is out of the barn. Oh, okay.
Yeah. When the last time you went and bought a car, you didn't test drive it? And that's probably a bad analogy. That's probably a bad analogy. But
that's not a good analogy.
Okay.
That's not a good analogy. Because you know what, men, I'm glad you mentioned car, because a lot of men tend to see women as a car, you know?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do. That you see, oh man, look at them headlights, look at that rear end. That's how.
And also,
junk in that trunk.
also, mileage and year of production, right? Did it just come off the assembly line, or how much miles does their car have on it?
Well, you can't tell how
There
many
you go.
mileage a car have on it because if it may be a 1946, but you don't know how many miles been on it. Okay, until y'all better hear me up in here. Okay, you can take a
Ain't no
brand new.
service records on it.
You can
Ain't
have
no
a
service
brand new
records
car
on it.
a brand new car that's been wore out. Okay.
And you can, it can,
Y'all
but
better.
the odds are.
I'm gonna have a class. You men need a class. Y'all want to take a class? I'm gonna set up a class.
You know what?
for you.
I've set down my arguments about why men choose younger women by using a car analogy. Like cold, okay? So, and they always walk away and with their finger in the air, like, okay, I can't argue against that.
I don't understand that. Keep backtrack up on that.
Okay. I was actually in the break area. This got to be like 15 years ago. A woman asked me, how come a lot of men that were her age, like in their mid 30s and 40s, right, were choosing younger women, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I use a car analogy. Okay, as your woman, would you pay the same price for a 20-year-old car that you pay for a car just rolled off the assembly line? That's all I had to say as she walked away.
You are sick. You are sick.
It's really simple.
Keith, you know what?
What?
You know, in my book, Satisfying the Black Man, Sexually Made Simple, it's a wonderful chapter in there I suggest that everybody reads. It deals with the benefits of making love to men over 40. You guys need to read that, and you understand a whole lot about women and men, the benefit over 40. Read that. I won't tell you. I won't go into it because then you have the answer. Order the book. Satisfying the Black Man.
There are
Sexually Made
positives.
Simple.
I've done it both ways. There's positives and negatives. I've had an older woman when I was younger, and I've had younger women when I was older. There's positive and negatives to both.
Yeah, it is. It's all about whether
What you want.
Yeah, what you want.
And
Are you used up? Are you worn out? Let's take some more calls, Keith.
I'll give you the reason why a man in his late 30s, 40s who actually pick a woman right around his age, right? And the biggest reason I get is most of those guys have already had children and they actually don't want anymore. And if you get a younger woman, she actually deserves to have children by you. So that's the biggest reason. Go ahead.
Right, she wants a baby, right?
Yes.
Okay, we have another caller. It's 310-928-7733. 310-928-7.
Yeah, we heard from 310-922.
Was that Gardena we was talking to? Because
I think Gardena Jack is 978 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
No, I'm 436 310
Yeah.
436.
Okay, 310-922. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can hear you.
All right. I'm going to remain but so this is a very interesting topic, and it's really multidimensional. As you know, everybody is different. For me, as a young man, first of all,
wait a minute. How old are you? Because men always talking about young. What is young to you? How old are you?
I said, no, I'm not saying I'm young. I'm saying,
go ahead.
Let's rephrase it. When I was a young man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. I wasn't groomed. Well, first, let me back up. First of all, it's not that I don't want to be married. So that's an interesting question or statement. It's not that I don't want to be married, but when I was young, I was not groomed to be married.
Okay.
From the males in my family, from the males in my community, I was groomed to just have fun. As a young man, I did not see women as, I did not see a relationship. I didn't see a marriage as a partnership. So I wasn't even thinking about marriage. And as I got into my late 30s and 40s, I began to start seeing that perhaps I was raised incorrectly or I was influenced incorrectly. So I started thinking more seriously about it. But by that time, the women that I was meeting, they had so much anger and emotional issues regarding black men that I did not want to deal with them. And then, of course, a number of things that have already been said. I was relatively successful, so women were looking at me as a paycheck, and I wasn't going to be that. So I was focusing on marriage. I just couldn't find now in my later years a woman who's looking for a partnership, a relationship, a shared mission and goals. And that's why I am not married now.
How old are you, caller?
I am 64.
Okay. Do you want to get married?
I don't know now. I don't really. And it's funny. It's funny because I was just having this conversation with one of my female neighbors who is married. I said, I don't know now. I got kids, I got grandkids, so I'm not sure.
You never think about it. Are you dating?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been dating?
Oh, well, shall I say I'm not committed dating, if that's what you mean.
You know what's interesting, Ray? I hear a lot of men now, they are having affairs with women. I said, that's your girlfriend? No, man, we just associate. This new generation call it, they are associate. What's up with that?
No, I'm not having associates. I just haven't found anyone I'm interested, or they haven't shown me that they're interested in having a committed goal, committed dream, a relationship, and that we could enter this relationship supporting one another on their dreams and goals.
So you have a series of partners. You really no wives.
A series of partners?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say a series of partners. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying they're all at once. I'm saying,
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, caller. When I hear men also who are very successful, this caller is very successful, their greatest fear. Now, on the other end, their fear is, I don't have enough money, I'm not successful, I'm not financially stable. And by the time you get financially stable, then the woman that comes into your life, if she's not as financially stable as you are, then you got to back off, because you got to think, well, she may want what I have. Does she want me, or does she want my house? I mean, that's a big dilemma that's going on between men and women. This stuff, okay? Because one thing about it, when you get older, when you get sick, or when you meet somebody, this stuff is not going to do anything for nothing. It's not going to rub your back. It's not going to help you get out of bed. People got to understand this stuff is crippling people from good relationship. And Ray, you're typical of men who are successful and have something. If they don't have a woman who is as successful as they are, that they can hook up, they don't really want that woman, because she want my stuff. But she wants your stuff, but you getting her stuff, but you don't want to marry her. I'll put that out there. You getting her stuff, but you don't want her to have your stuff. Okay. Go ahead, Ray.
I don't think that's what he meant.
I thought you said,
that's what he means. I know what he means. What do you think he means? Go ahead, talk to me.
No, and that's funny, because like I said, I was talking to a female neighbor just about this morning. All I really like, what I look for in a relationship, first of all, are you going to support me? Because I'm going to support you.
Okay.
Are you kind, not just kind to people in general? So I really could care less if she makes as much as me, more than less than me. I could care less if she has a degree. It's just, are you committed to a relationship and not looking for someone just to take care of you.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes sense. He's looking for somebody who's kind, someone has compassion. He's looking for feelings outside of a sexual feeling. You're looking for what takes place once you get out of bed, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? If what takes place out of the bed, because certainly you're not going to stay in the bed all day. So if all you got going is when you're in the bed, you're going to have some problems.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take another call. This has been quite interesting. We're going to have to do that again. I'm still getting ready to put on that seminar. Now, you men going to come? Y'all going to pay to come to the seminar? Don't have me putting it out there and you all scared to come.
So why missed the seminar memo?
Send you the memo?
I said I missed the seminar. I didn't hear that part. I checked in around. Well, it was
we're going
late.
to have a seminar so we can come together with what men really want and what women want, and all this yakety yak and double talking and double standing. I'm sick of that crap. Because when it all goes down, you're by yourself because you can't be honest about what you want and don't really know what you need. I think we're looking at stuff. Ray brought it out. He wants someone who's kind. In this day and age with all the chaos and all the stuff going on, you should want somebody who's kind, somebody who can laugh, somebody who can play, playful. I know for me, I like people who like to play. Shoot, I like to play. That's what I like to do. I like to have fun. I want somebody I can laugh with. I want somebody I can jump up on their back and ride, pony, and do stuff.
Hold up.
That little tomboy still in you, huh, Dr. Rosie?
I like to have fun. I like to bring the kid. I like to feel like I don't like stale people who got to be all serious and everything is business side. And I mean, I'm just saying, you guys, maybe y'all feel the same way. Don't you like somebody who's fun?
Yeah, personally, I do. I like somebody who can laugh, and I like somebody who, no matter where we are, what we do, we have a good time. If we at a concert, we're gonna have a good time. We at a play, we have a good time. If we're at a sporting event, we have a good time. If we're sitting on the couch watching TV, we can have a good time. Anywhere we are, as long as we can have a good time. Nobody's complaining. Oh, I want to go to Mastro's. We went to Mastro's last weekend. Why you want to go again? You're not happy just kicking back, enjoying this. You're not happy because we didn't go see the artist you want to see perform. It has to be wherever you are, whatever you do.
And it's not about just what you like. It ought to be what the other person like. If you don't like, I tell women all the time this, I don't like football. I don't like this. You don't have to like it. You can sit there and watch it with your man. I think sometimes we need to do things that other people like. Everything doesn't have to be about you. Men, it doesn't have to. Sometimes your woman might.
That's why I said we, whatever we do. Whatever we do,
and some
sometimes
people
don't feel like.
Sometimes you got to sit up there and watch Lifetime. Okay.
I'm watching. I'm watching. You watching? Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, you got that fake smile on. That's what life is really about. That's what good relationships are about. You don't have to like everything to be a part of it,
But you can enjoy being with that person you enjoy being with. Like I said, it don't matter no matter where we go or what we do. We're together. We're enjoying that time together. We could be sitting next to a dumpster in an alley. Or we could be sitting on we could be any number of places.
He talking love talk, Keith. You hear that? He talking
I hear
it. That sounds good.
And you know what?
Really.
If you ask me, love is the most overused word in the English language. If respect don't come first, love don't matter. Love don't matter.
I think what I'm hearing from guys is what they want out of a woman more than anything, especially a black woman, is agreeableness. Because there has so many women that are not agreeable. Because they want to have their thoughts and their wishes imposed on a man. They're not agreeable. And I think that's the biggest thing that men are actually asking for out of women nowadays. Can she be agreeable?
Personally, I don't need a woman to agree with me, but she should be able
to explain why she disagrees. You know, well, that's just the way I feel. No, we need to have a little more dialogue. Not that it's going to make or break us. Be able to express yourself.
And when you expressing yourself, the thing is, you don't want to have to. 80% of the time, you don't want that, right? You don't want the 80% of the time. There's got to be even if it's a low-level conflict, right? They want a woman that's agreeable. Okay, they're gonna go with the flow, just like you said. If we can be on the corner just hanging out, okay, and she might not always want that, but guess what? She's gonna agree to it. She's agreeable to it. That's what I call about agreeableness. Yeah.
Okay. Say if a woman doesn't agree, she doesn't like what you do, she's in disagreement. Let's back up. People are going to disagree, but it's the attitude that you have when you don't agree with the person. That's what happens so many times.
There you go.
I may not like it, but my attitude don't have to make you uncomfortable. And for me to say I don't like this, but you know, if this is your choice,
it's your choice. I'm gonna go with it. It might not be my choice at the time. Let's call agreeableness. And the same thing with the man. Okay, being agreeable. Okay, you know what? I might not like sitting up here drinking plum wine and watching Lifetime, but the thing is, that's what she likes, so I'm going to actually kind of accede to her. But what you have is you don't need I don't agree like 80% of the time. You know what? I'm just here because you want it. I really don't want to be here. That's not agreeable. Yeah.
But Keith,
that's not balanced. It's not balanced.
Yeah. I think if it's someone that you care about, making them happy should be a part of what you want to do. It should not be about you. If this make this person happy, even though it's something I don't want to do because I care enough about you, I want to see you happy. I can step outside of my role. I can do something that I don't even care about doing. Isn't it about making each other happy?
It should be, or at least getting along with each other. Because I know, in my relationships, 85-90% of stuff she does really doesn't matter, right? Okay, I'll roll with it, right? It's only the 10%, right? But I can't. It's hard to deal with a woman where 80% of what you do, she's in disagreement with. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, or even 50-50, right? It should be some kind of agreeableness amongst each other to make the relationship kind of flow. We are where we are. Let's enjoy where we are right now. We'll be someplace different.
Do
you tomorrow.
Guys realize that we have about 6 to 8 men on this line that's not married, talking a bunch of smack?
Well, we've been there before.
Do you hear what's going on up here? They're all talking, and ain't none of them thinking about marrying nobody.
Before.
Oh,
like I said,
I might think about it, but I don't dwell on it.
See, you don't have to dwell on it, but you're not marching toward.
You sleep with. Well, I want it to be a comfortable walk.
Let me ask you a question. Let me throw a question out here before the show ends. If every woman that you like, okay, now answer this question. If every woman that you like or you're involved with decided she was no longer going to have sex with you, you found another lady friend, she said, I'm not having sex. How long would it take you guys to
I'm already on that one. That's already occurring.
You don't want to know the answer to that question, Dr. Rosie.
Okay, all right. I don't want to get put off. I don't want to get put off the air. Okay.
You don't want to know the answer to that question.
I don't want to get put off the air. I'm good for that. So, I'm trying to keep my show on the air. So let me just.
It's called.
We'll talk about that in the seminar, Keith. We'll talk about that in the seminar. I'll say that.
I need information on the seminar.
Okay, email me at Dr. Rosie, Dr.
Okay.
ROSIE at AOL.com, and I'll let you know when the seminar's coming up. I'm going to teach you men a thing or two.
I'm an old dog. I don't know about the new trick. I'm old dog.
The answer is not safe for work, Dr. Rosie. I'm going to tell you. So you don't want to know the answer to that question.
I'm going to teach y'all how to act.
I can tell you one thing. It's called catching a flight. Okay, well, that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to have for the seminar. This sign is going to be. I don't want any faint at heart to come. I don't want those. I don't want the filled with the Holy Ghost, water baptized, can't think and can't look. I don't want
It's gonna get
want
raw,
some
but
real
it's gonna be
folks
real, right?
I want some
Oh
real
boy.
It's
folks
gonna be raw, but it's gonna be
Ain't
real.
nobody playing, yes. I want some real
Oh
people.
boy.
Y'all put the word out. It says coming soon, you guys.
Oh
Soon,
yeah. Oh
okay?
yeah. Basically, you gotta hang up your scruples at the door, okay? Because it's gonna get kind of raw in there.
We're going to be
Right.
interviewing people.
Yeah.
If you answer certain questions wrong, you can't even get in.
Ain't for the
Oh,
faint of
wow.
heart. Let's put it that
No,
way.
it's not. It's
Right.
the folks who want life to be real. That's what it's about. It's about folks who want, as Al Green, people who want love and happiness. That's
Oh
what it's
boy.
going to be about. You guys, this has been great. Been good having you guys on the show. It's interesting. We can get 100 men on here, and they all cannot tell me why they don't want to get married. But you guys put out some good points. And I know it's finance, really, because I talk to women all the time, and they want to know, well, I can do bad by myself, all kind of crazy stuff. So we got to cut out all this. But seriously, if we want to move as a race and as a nation, we're going to have to look at the marriage institution in a different way, because it does bring about more financial stability. It bring about you being able to do more for yourself, for your kids, for your grandkids, for the community. So it's not all about I, me, and my. I think we're going to have to think as a nation. And when we think as a nation, we need to look at what's good for the community as a whole, not just for us. And I think, because if your kids grow up and they never see anybody getting married, I've heard some people say, nobody in my family is married. All of my sisters are divorced. And that's what Ray was talking about. He wasn't reared to really focus on marriage.
Like a husband. Yeah,
So if this is going to perpetuate, your kids and grandkids going to say, I ain't getting married. Grandpa never got married. He did blah. Then what can we see for the future? That's my question. What can we see for the future of our race if nobody's going to get married?
Or even the whole culture, because it's beyond just our race. It's for the whole culture. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah. It's in trouble. Let's put it that way. It's in trouble.
Yeah, it's in trouble. We have to do something about it.
Do something. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ray, let's get married.
I think Jamal said Tim did not get in.
Tim did not get in. Oh, was he trying to get in?
I didn't hear him, but next time. He just hung up. Okay.
The show is going to re-air at, I believe, 6:00 p.m. for those who didn't get a chance to listen. And for your friends who need to hear this juicy conversation, you guys, you need to call them up. Tell them to go to innerlightradio.com at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and they can hear this show all over again and walk away with one key thing. Keith, what was something interesting? One of the things that Don said that black women wanted what? Black man in a white body.
Oh yeah. He wanted a white man in a black body, which is the exact opposite of what he just said. I can tell you that. It's the exact opposite.
Well, see, what you were coming from, if they speak white, and see, I know what Don was talking about. You were saying if they speak white, they act white, they white culture, then the black women don't want them.
Don't want them.
What Don was talking about is they want, it's like Caucasian clone. The white man is taking care of his woman. The white man is doing this. You do this for me. So I think that's the point that he was
they want Tupac, educated Tupac with money. That's really what they want.
That's what they want.
They want the women. Black women want because they want to be their authentic selves. They want to have fun. And they actually want to actually open up. They can't do that with a white man, right? So what they want is a Tupac, okay, educated thug with money. That's really what they want.
What you're saying that black women want a daytime man and a nighttime man. I'll tell you about that later. We'll talk about that subject later.
I call those nighttime men 12 to 5, okay?
Okay. Well, you guys, this has been great. So you guys tune in next week. We always have something exciting to say. And for all of you guys who called in and expressed yourself today, I want to say thank you. Thank you again. Everything you said was important. I heard you. I don't know if other women out there heard you, but I heard you today. And I want other women to hear exactly how you feel. We can only be better when you tell us how to be. Man, we can only be good when you teach us how. So we're ready. So you guys have a great day as you go on your way and be blessed. Have a good one.
All right.